Good morning. It is December 20th, Money Monday, of course. I only have 3 stocks on my watch list this morning, so we'll get right into it. ICOA is the first one. Right now it's kind of showing what looks to be a fake morning gap up this morning, but we'll see when the market opens if it actually does gap up. What I'm looking for out of ICOA is strength above 0.0135. You can see on the 1-year, 1-day chart, it's kind of topped out there for the past few days. If we can break out of that channel, then there could be some strength there for an upward move. So we'll see what happens out of market open. Ideally, this sets up for a little bit of a dip and rip where it drops a little bit out of the open, sets a low, sets a higher low, and then we'll continue upwards for the rest of the day. Cross that red-green threshold if it's below there. That would be an ideal setup because afternoon breakouts typically are stronger than morning breakouts. That would be the ideal setup on that, but any strength over 0.0135, I'll probably take a stab at that. Especially because OWUV worked so good on Friday. And now this is one that I got shaken out of, and it's on the watch list as well. But in the morning, when it had strength and it broke over that 0.022 level, where it had been struggling here, I actually hopped in. I took a piece here at, I think, 239 or 2375, somewhere in that neighborhood. And then I sold during this chunkiness. The spread got wide and it made me a little fearful. If I had played it correctly, I should have risked on a 0.22 break, which never happened. But because the spread was so wide, I cut my loss and let it be. And then it ran the rest of the day. As soon as it broke that 0.24 level, it was really in play. It would have been a nice winner and an all-day runner for me. But I got shaken out. Same thing, if you remember correctly. Well, let's go over what I'm looking for out of OWUV this morning. I'm looking for a morning panic dip buy to the 0.30 area or a dip and rip idea. So you can see 0.30 was some resistance and then became support yesterday. So if it can test that level first thing in the morning, then I'd watch the level 2 to start turning, the bids to start firming up. You can see right now it's marching down on the level 2, so we'll see what happens with this one. If it doesn't morning panic dip buy and it kind of sets up for a dip and rip, then that would interest me as well. But it doesn't really have a strong history of gap ups after green days, so I'm a little hesitant on this one. It's a little chunky, not that clean of a mover. Next one up on the watch list is PYLYN. Now this is a pretty solid runner on Friday as well, 0.085, and then it topped out. It was a pretty good ABCD pattern. I kind of gave up Friday afternoon, so I missed this one. But once again, it doesn't really have a strong history of gap ups following green days. Right now, it's showing a pretty big gap down. So I'm probably going to be looking for a morning panic dip buy out of this one. I'd like to see it test that 0.11 level. Would be an ideal morning panic dip buy for me. And then, of course, watch the level 2, wait for it to turn, hop in, take that 5-10% move, and move on to the next one. Now, the other one that I missed on Friday was SPRB. It was on the morning watch list for a week open trend change. And it did have one. I think I hopped in here. No, I didn't. I think I hopped in somewhere in this neighborhood after it started spiking a little bit. Might have been right in here. And then I got chopped out of it for break even. And then this actually was a really, really good runner. And my thesis held true. You know, I figured that it would get shorts interested in it in the open because it was weak, and then squeeze them all out, blow them all up. And boy, did it ever. It hit 580, and I was in at 280 something. It would have been a 100% winner, but I got chopped out of that one as well. So I think what I'm going to try to do today is keep my positions a little smaller and give stuff a little more time to work out. It's a little scarier that way, but it would have paid off twice on Friday if I had done that. So that's the plan for today. Small size, survive the choppiness, and be there for the meat of the move. So we'll see what happens. The overall market is gapping down pretty heavily this morning. I believe it was down 1.5% last time I looked. It looks like it might start making a recovery, which would be great. like 3 out of 4 stocks move with the market. Of course, penny stocks, OTCs, things of that nature usually don't move in sync with the market, but they do, however, kind of limit their potential. Like a big morning spike is probably not going to spike as heavy on a down market day as it would if it was a strong market day. So we'll keep an eye on that as well, see what happens today. Thank you guys very much. Best of luck out there to you.